this young before. Look at his little tiny hands. You're going to have to grow if you want to ride a bike, mate.
Oh, he's just perfect.
You don't mind him not being a little girl, do you, Lex?
Oh, no. Those are better anyway.
Oh, darn right they are.
I mean, he's so perfect. He's got everything. I thought we might have done something wrong.
Look, I don't want to start another panic, but we've got to get him to a hospital.
Why? Everything's all right now, isn't it?
Oh, I had to give him a nudge to start him breathing. Well, he's got to get some proper help, fast.
I thought I did quite well under the circumstances. Of course, I'm no expert.
Must have given you quite a turn.
No, not really. We do first aid training.
I can't understand how it happened so quickly, without any warning.
Well, hang on. I know. Wilkinson said something about advanced labour, if that means anything.
Now, there's nothing to worry about. Let's have a look at him, love. Oh, he's a fine young fella. Caught you by surprise, did he?
Yeah. Look, what's he going to do with him?
Checking his breathing and heartbeat, just to make sure it's all okay.
Yeah, well, I want him back. I don't like him being in that thing.
It won't take long. You'd want to know he was all right, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course, but...
He's a good 5 weeks early. And he didn't start breathing too easy. Well, the cord was caught round his neck, so I don't know how long he wasn't getting nothing from his mum.
Know a bit about this?
Oh, it's my first baby. Mostly cows and donkeys.
What are you talking about, Lurch?
Oh, nothing. Just seeing what he was doing.
Is he going to be okay?
Yeah.
Hello? Dan Moulton?
Oh, Mr. Moulton. I didn't realise they were out of hospital yet. Officer Radcliffe here. Yes, please, if she's there.
Wentworth.
Hello? Yes. Say that again. Good Lord, without any indication? Yes, I'm on my way. I know, nothing's changed.
What's it this time?
Lexie Patterson's baby 5 weeks earlier than expected.
Are they all right?
Stable, but the baby will have to be taken to Wentworth General.
Would you like some breakfast when you get back?
Please.
Why can't we see it?
Might not be ready to meet people yet.
But I heard it crying.
Yes, but it may not be strong enough to stand being moved around.
Why?
Because it was born early. They need special care before you can treat them like a normal baby.
You mean it mightn't be normal?
No, I mean an older baby.
What are those men doing with that glass thing?
That's a humour crib.
Do your little bub need one of them?
Yes.
Something's wrong, isn't it?
Maybe not. It's probably just a precaution. Being careful.
But why? I mean, he'd be all right here in that thing, wouldn't he? What you got to take him to the hospital for?
He's to be constantly monitored. They can only do that in a hospital.
All right. Then I'll come with you. You're not telling me everything, are you? He's real sick, isn't he?
Of course not, love, but he's premature and all prem babies need special care, isn't that so?
It sure is. He'll be okay, love. Don't you worry.
Rita, I've got to go with him.
Lexie, they've got to take him. It's got to happen.
No! Bring him back, Lexie! You'll never see him again! You will, you're his mum!
Calm down. Just use your head.
Please, Rita. Look, I got to go with him.
Listen, he's my nephew, right?
No, he isn't.
I'm his Auntie Rita, and I'm not having my only nephew getting a crook start on life because his mum was too rat-brained to do the right thing by him.
Then why can't I go with him?
We'll talk to Mrs. Reynolds as soon as she gets here.
Please.
You gotta trust us, Lex. You just gotta trust us.
Please. Please.
Well, about 40 minutes after I'd been down to check C block, I was on my way back to reception when I heard some more nonsense down at A block and I went down to check.
And that's when you found Wilkinson trying to get attention?
Yes.
Why didn't you call for assistance?
Well, I would have, but Wilkinson was hysterical and Patterson was obviously about to give birth.
You still should have gone for help.
Wilkinson did tell me she was right off the planet, Mrs. Reynolds.
Yes, well, I can see that you would have had your hands full, but you had the other women out to help.
The baby was literally arriving by then.
Jenkins knew what to do. You've got quite a lot to thank her for, I believe.
Most certainly. I couldn't have done it without her.
Anything else?
No. That's about it, Mrs. Reynolds.
What about your jacket?
My jacket? Yes. What about my jacket? I can't remember. It's been a very emotional night.
Yes, it must have been.
Do we know if the baby's condition's improved?
No, not yet. They've asked if Patterson can go in there daily to express her milk, and I wanted to have as much time with the baby as possible. Well, it's quite an event.
It certainly is. A very moving experience.
Thought of anything yet?
Congratulations.
Thanks, Mrs. Reynolds.
You've had quite a night of it, I believe.
She sure has, Mrs. Reynolds.
Well, if there's anything you need, just ask the doctor. He's on his way.
No, I'm okay.
I'm sorry you and the baby have had to be separated, but you'll be able to see him every day in the hospital.
I will?
Mm-hmm. And you'll be allowed to have as much time with him as the hospital lets you.
Oh, thanks, Mrs. Reynolds.
So don't you start worrying. There's no cause for alarm. It's just the usual routine with Prems.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, he's a tough little bugger.
Yes, well, you get some sleep. You must be exhausted.
You see, I told you he'd be all right. Yeah, sure.
And you'll be able to see him every day, which means you'll be able to get out of here a bit too.
They wouldn't let me do that if they didn't think he was going to be around for long.
Oh, Lex, look, you've just got the blues.
No, I haven't. I feel fine. I mean, why would she say I can spend as much time with him at the hospital as they'll let me? I mean, that is if he wasn't going to... Oh, Lexie. Don't cry.
Is it true that you and Lexie have been playing doctors and nurses?
Can I play too, Mr. Adams, next
Mr. Adams, is there any news?
The last I heard, the baby's stable, but not out of the woods yet.
What does that mean? Is he going to be all right?
I don't know. God knows.
For the moment, yes.
If your little bub was real sick and it kept going, I reckon Lexie's order.
Probably. A baby with everything ahead of her had no hope. So a baby with no future to speak of should come through with flying colours. That's life, isn't it?
Hanging in there.
You bloody ripper.
And I got a call from Jess.
Yeah?
She went to see him at the hospital.
Yeah?
And she reckons he's a dead spit of his granddad.
Whoever that is.
It's ridiculous. I know it was here.
You lost something.
I put it right here on the chair. If I didn't, I'm losing my mind.
But what?
The magazine I was reading. Oh.
Oh, morning, Joyce.
Meg, suppose you've heard about the baby?
Yes, apparently Anne was there half the night.
That's why I've been